Hi, welcome to another Coil Chat. And today we are going to talk about Sean Diddy Combs, P. Diddy, because his trial is set to begin on May 5th in New York City. And he faces multiple charges, including racketeering, conspiracy, sex trafficking, and transporting individuals for prostitution. Let's break it down and let's talk about everything we know. The key allegations are that the prosecutors are alleging that over 2 decades, Combs orchestrated events known as freak-offs involving coerced sexual acts, drug use, and secret recordings. Now, these activities were allegedly facilitated through his entertainment enterprise. Now, Combs' former partner, if you remember, Casey Ventura, is expected to testify along with other alleged victims. Video evidence purportedly showing Combs assaulting Ventura in a Los Angeles hotel in 2016 is also expected to be presented. Now, Cassie was the first one to file a civil lawsuit against Sean. And he did not settle with her prior to her filing. She filed, and within 3 days, they settled the case. I think that was the downfall of P. Diddy because he didn't think she would file her. He didn't want to give her all the money that she asked for. I get it. She filed her civil lawsuit and then it just came with a myriad of stuff following. He is being sued so many times by so many different people in civil court, but these are his criminal charges. And it all stemmed from this lawsuit that she filed. And the video was purportedly released. There's big controversy about how it was released, how the media got it, but it was released and it is very clear of Sean committing domestic violence against Cassie. And that's going to be all eyes are going to be on Cassie as she testifies. And then Combs has rejected a plea deal and he is maintaining his innocence, asserting that all encounters were consensual and part of a swingers lifestyle. And it's really going to be interesting because is he going to testify? If I was his attorney, I would be like, nope, you're not testifying. But I never know in these big cases. And what is the evidence that they're going to be able to show that it was all consensual and that everybody agreed to it? I mean, even if you agreed to go to the party and you agreed to take the drugs, does that give you consent to what happened afterwards? I don't think so. I mean, people went to these freak offs. They knew what was going on there. Does that give them the consent to do whatever, I mean, there are some allegations that Combs just absolutely did some horrific things. Here are some of the trial details that we know. Jury selection is scheduled to begin May 5th, with opening statements expected to be May 12th, and the trial is anticipated to last at least 2 months or 8 weeks. It will be interesting to see if they can get an unbiased and clear jury pool within a week. I think they can. Combs also is allowed to wear civilian clothing during the trial to avoid potential jury bias. So we'll probably see him in a suit and all of his gear. We also know that Combs is going to remain in custody at the Metropolitan Detention Center in Brooklyn, as bail has been denied. And they tried several times to get bail, and the judge denied it because they had concerns over potential witness tampering. However, the judge, like I said, granted the ability to wear civilian clothing during the trial. All eyes are going to be on this trial because it's obviously, he's being sued myriad of times outside of this criminal trial. Combs is presently named in over 70 civil lawsuits. And these cases encompass allegations of sexual assault, harassment, and other forms of misconduct spanning several decades. And these are coming from women, men, past employees, like attorneys. Tony Busby is representing multiple of the alleged victims, and he has indicated that a total number of civil cases could reach approximately 300. So this projection is based on the volume of reports received and an ongoing investigation. So this is all just on top of the criminal proceedings. Now, if you remember, a civil lawsuit has a much more lower standard than criminal. Criminal, they're going to have to find that these alleged acts happened beyond a reasonable doubt. They are going to have to convince a jury that they happened with no reasonable doubt. In these civil proceedings, they only have to prove beyond preponderance of the evidence, which means they have to believe the allegations more than not. And to find if, he's found that he did these things. And then they would do a damage portion of the trial, which will determine what the damages are. And the breadth and severity of these allegations against Combs is just crazy. And I think this is probably one of the most high profiled cases. He has more money than most people, and he's got a myriad of attorneys working on him. Clearly, he wants to get through the criminal trial because he wants to try to get out of jail, and then he'll fight the other cases. He hasn't really done much with them as the criminal cases have been going forward, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens. Obviously, always subscribe, like, and leave your questions below because I might just do an Instagram reel on it. Thank you for your support. That's another Coiled Chat.